Hello and welcome to Get Real Football Experts Podcast, our newest edition. Today is June 29th of 2013. Not too much news going on, but we got some stuff to talk about. There's always stuff going on in the NFL. I'm joined as always to my immediate left, Louie Deeby. How are you, Lou?
It's going good. What's going on?
All right, so how we dive into the show, we've got clearly everyone's got to be talking about this, so we're just going to cover this. Aaron Hernandez. Everything. There's just so much going on with him. First, it started off that his rental car was just a piece of evidence. Then he became a suspect. Now he's accused of murder, and then his bail was denied, and he's also charged with 5 other gun-related charges. So life gotta suck for him. He's released by the Patriots. So lots going on for Aaron Hernandez right now.
Yeah, it's a tough situation, obviously, for the Patriots. I think the most. Obviously, it stinks for Hernandez, but yeah, it's serious. It went from like you said, he wasn't a suspect, and then now he's being tried for murder. So it's a bad situation for him, but it's interesting to see what the Patriots are going to do without him.
Yeah, I mean, because now Gronk's had 5 surgeries this offseason, 4 on his forearm and 1 on his back, so that leaves Jake Ballard. If anyone remembers him, he contributed a lot to the Giants Super Bowl in 2011, and then he got injured. The Giants put him through waivers, and the Patriots claimed him and still on that roster. So looks like it's going to be his time to shine in the early weeks of the season.
Yeah, and he's coming off of an ACL tear too. That's why he didn't play all of last year. So even he's not going to be, 100% back to normal. ACLs do affect how players play, minus the fact that Adrian Peterson had over 2,000 yards last year. But
and Jamal Charles.
Yeah, so yeah, true. Everyone forgets about him. But I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. And Tom Brady's weapons are diminishing. Danny Amendola's, bound to be hurt at least once during the season.
Mm-hmm.
Then other receivers, and you have a young, unproven rookie in Aaron Dobson out of Marshall. And then you have Donald Jones, who was somewhat productive in Buffalo, and then Michael Jenkins, a veteran who's coming over from Minnesota, hoping one of these guys produce. But I think they're going to have to rely on Stephen Ridley and Shane Vereen a lot this year in order to keep ahead on the division.
Yeah, well, the thing about Donald Jones is the reason he was the Bills' number 2 is because he's a very good blocker, so he can help out Ridley and the running backs, but that's his main purpose. He's a very good blocker. He's not the best pass catcher.
Yeah, so but they got to find somebody because but Brady, if anybody can make anybody look good, Tom Brady can do it. He didn't have a lot of great weapons other than Deion Branch in his Super Bowl runs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one good thing. But he still is Gronk, hoping if he can come back from his injuries. But it's going to be fun to see if they can stay on top of these rising teams like the Bills and the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting. But I don't think they're going to beat the Bills week 1 without their 2 guys. There's no way they're going to win that game.
Why? Well, why is there no way? The Bills are having their own problems. Cobb or Manuel, if Manuel's starting, I don't think he's going to be ready to be. I think it is.
No.
Because if Kevin Cobb's your starter for week 1, I don't think you're beating the Patriots.
Yeah, we are.
And I don't think EJ Manuel's going to be ready for week 1 either.
We have better running backs.
Not true.
Yes.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah. Better, yeah, okay.
We have better receivers.
You have a better receiver.
No, but we have a better receiving core than them. Yes, we do.
You have a lot of young, unproven guys.
Okay, we have Stevie Johnson, T.J. Graham.
What has T.J. Graham done? He led the league in drops last year. And Goodwin's a 3rd-round pick, and all he's fast, but we don't know how productive he is as a receiver. Robert Woods was productive in college, but we don't know what he's going to do. They're all young guys.
That's an opinion.
What?
No. The point is,
we don't know what he's going to do in the NFL.
The Bills have a better receiving core than them. So you're telling me if you were starting a franchise and you had to pick a receiving core and everyone else was gone except for the Patriots and Bills, you're telling me you wouldn't take the Bills?
I would take the Bills, but that doesn't mean they're better as of right now when we haven't seen any of them play. All these young guys could pan out to be not as productive as we think. Young receivers tend to not produce a big amount of yards and touchdowns their first year.
So who would you
look at last year? The leading receptor for rookies was Kendall Wright, and he only had 600 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, but our whole team pretty much is rookies.
It's a young team. Okay.
So that means
I'm just saying it's kind of premature to decide, but their Bills are in a better receiving situation.
Yeah, who's better, Danny Amendola or Stevie Johnson?
Stevie Johnson.
Who's better, Donald Jones or T.J. Graham or Robert Woods?
Donald Jones is better than T.J. Graham.
How about
That's why
Robert
he
Woods?
started over T.J. Graham last year.
So who would you rather have, Robert Woods or Donald Jones?
Robert Woods. But then Aaron Dobson or Marquise Goodwin. I would rather have Aaron Dobson. He's a big-time guy who was really good in college.
Yeah, but Goodwin might not be that number 3
Well, yeah,
guy.
I know. Well, no, I think he's going to be the 4th guy because I think Graham's going to bounce back from a bad year last year.
And they have Derek Rogers, who I like. They have
it's unproven.
Brandon Kaufman, who I think is a little underrated. He went undrafted, but he looked good through the OTAs and camp. So
yeah,
I just did an article about that. So about Get Real. So
yeah, I mean. But then you got Gronk versus Chandler. I think Gronk, if Gronk's healthy, he wins. Oh yeah, well, true. I mean maybe he might be ready for week 1.
But it looks like he's not going to be. So if he's not, that means
so Jake Ballard
Gronk
versus
Ballard versus Chandler. It's definitely Chandler there.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Ballard's pretty good in New York. I mean, yeah, but would you say when he's in New York, Scott Chandler versus Jake Ballard, it might be a better argument than what it is now.
It might be, but then like you said, he's coming off that ACL tear. If he hasn't played in a whole year, that's gonna.
Scott Chandler had a season-ending injury last year as well.
Yeah, but he'll be back. Okay. Should be ready.
All right.
And Ballard's gonna be a little rusty. Missed a whole year.
Let's argue. Okay. Yeah,
and I'd rather have Chandler. I don't know about you than Ballard. Who would you rather?
Yeah, I personally would rather have Scott Chandler. I'm just saying if it was what happened back in New York, it might be a better argument than it is now.
And the Bills have a better defense.
But they're not. But they don't have Tom Brady. That's why they're not going to be better than the Patriots this year.
Yeah, but they're going to win week 1 because their defense is way better.
You're a Bills fan, so this is clearly a personal bias.
Their defense is way better. Wait.
Okay, the Patriots have one of the best linebacking cores in the league. They have Brandon Spikes, Gerard Mayo. Their line, they have Vince Wilfork. They have Chandler Jones, who's going to be really good this year. Their secondary, they have Devin McCourty and Aqib Talib. Their defense is super good.
Yeah, but not as good. Because we have Mario Williams,
who had 10 sacks this year.
10.5.
Whatever.
He's the best defense, or one of the best defense.
Yeah, watch it. J.J. Watt, Alden Smith, Von Miller.
I said top 5.
Just saying, watch it.
Kyle Williams, who's a Pro Bowl.
Oh yeah, the Bills are the best defensive tackling pair in the league.
Yeah, and Marshall Darzan, former Patriot Mark Anderson, who had 10 sacks just 2 years ago. So
yeah, he's kind of a third and long situational player, in my opinion.
And then the linebacking core, Kiko Alonso out of Oregon.
Yeah, you can't say anything about him yet because we have.
He looks good so far.
And then Manny Lawson. I don't think that's better than Brandon Spikes and Gerard Mayo. Brandon Spikes and Gerard Mayo are 2 Pro Bowl caliber linebackers. Looking to the secondary, though, I think
Nigel Bradham.
Yeah, okay.
Looking
into the secondary, I think it's really close, though, because
yes,
Devin McCourty and Adrian Wilson, who they got from the Cardinals, the Patriots, is a Pro Bowl safety. But then you got Bird and Denor Searcy, who I really like. I really like Searcy.
Pro Bowl safety.
Yeah. I mean, Searcy I really like. I mean, Searcy I think is going to actually be the breakout player for the Bills. And then corners, I mean, the Patriots have Aqib Talib.
I mean, I like Stephon Gilmore.
Versus Talib. The Bills and Patriots are both similar in this sense that they don't have a good guy opposite their really good player. Because Aaron Williams has had his struggles, and then the Patriots.
He's also battled injuries.
Yeah, and the Patriots, Kyle Arrington's kind of like Aaron Williams, but he's on and off.
And it looks like that.
It's closer than you think, other than they just don't have Tom Brady.
Yeah,
but it's
Tom
if the Patriots aren't on, if the Patriots don't have Tom Brady, I'm saying that the Bills are better than them.
But they are.
But they have Tom Brady.
The Patriots aren't going to be good this year.
Ye have little faith for Tom Brady. Oh, I think they'll be 10-6. Well, we'll find out in our schedule rundowns. Even though I think you have them. The story
is that the Bills are going to win week 1.
All right. Okay. Kind of overconfident, but okay.
No, I will bet my life on that.
The Bills have beaten the Patriots twice in 15 years.
They get 3 and 16.
Okay.
4 and 16 years.
They're gonna sweep the Patriots this year.
With ease.
All right, let's bring that to the next topic.
With Jeff Toole at quarterback.
Or you kind of no. Okay, let's go to who will win the AFC East then. We got the Dolphins, who have Ryan Tannehill, a second-year guy, Mike Wallace. They're bringing in their Lamar Miller, and now go to the Jets, who are Geno Smith versus Mark Sanchez. Who do you think will win the division? I think I know the answer already.
The Patriots.
Oh, okay.
I rambled on about the Bills, but I got to be serious here.
Yeah.
I think the Bills can come in second and third.
Yeah.
Yesterday when I did the Bills schedule rundown, that'll be available in a week or 2. Can
we agree that the Jets are last?
Yeah.
All right.
I had the Bills going 7 and 9, and then I did with Brendan Harrington. He's been on the show a couple times, and he had them going 8 and 8. So.
The Bills?
Yeah.
That's reasonable. If I'm just hoping to see that EJ Manuel pans out to what they think, because I really liked him. I thought he was better than Geno Smith
Well, we
in
both
college.
agreed that the Patriots are going to have like a less. They're not going to have as many wins.
No, they won't be as down. I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender team anymore. I mean, if they couldn't contend with Wes Welker and Gronk and Hernandez healthy, last year they lost to the Ravens. I don't think this year they're going to be with Peyton Manning and what they're doing in Denver. I don't think.
Well, I mean,
it's
Hernandez
close.
isn't even on the team anymore. He's done that.
I know.
Gronk is.
That's a
There's a
huge
question mark for
loss.
Gronk. Hernandez is just gone.
I know, but I mean, I don't. But look at last year what they had, and they still couldn't get there.
Do you think that if
This year's not the same. It's different.
do you think if Hernandez gets out, like no jail time, which is pretty much impossible, but if it happened, do you think the Patriots would reclaim him?
No.
Some
I
will.
definitely don't think Belichick wants that.
Yeah.
No, definitely. If they released him, if he pans out innocent, but you know who could take them? Who likes a lot of this kind of adversity? The New York Jets.
Yeah, but
And that's actually reasonable though if he pans out okay, because they have Kellen Winslow Jr. as their starting guy, who's been on and off. He hasn't even been on a team last year.
yeah, but even if he does get off for proven innocent for murder or not guilty, there's still 5 other gun-related charges that he's got to deal with. So
True. Yeah, but either way, it's going to be media attention probably more than Tim Tebow is right now.
Mhm.
I don't think the Patriots have to worry about Tebow right now because they have something else. But I mean, I don't think the media can really. I mean, they're not going to answer any questions about Hernandez. I'm interested to see where he's going to go though. If I don't know if he's innocent or guilty. I'm not going to comment on what I think, but I mean, it's going to be interesting to see where he goes because, I mean, a lot of teams could use a tight end like that, but I just don't think they want that.
For a few years. We know he could be.
Well, with the gun charges, I don't think.
Yeah, but
if he's involved in the murder at all, yeah.
I was reading on the Roto World app, and they said that people think he was the shooter.
Well, yeah, they think he murdered.
Yeah, so that's a lot.
Yeah, I'm not gonna comment on what I think about it because it's kind of a touchy subject. But I mean, it's a serious case. Somebody got killed because of this. So I mean.
And then he was involved in that two.
Yeah, there was
a suspect in 2 unsolved ones.
Back in July, there was 2 murders. So I mean, it's pretty serious. But I mean, to put a positive spin on it, well, not really, but fantasy's tight end's gonna be terrible this year.
It's not a positive spin.
Well, no, that's kind of a lighter spin than what we were. I mean, it's so thin now.
There's Jimmy Graham, and then there's Gronk, and then there's
who has his concerns.
And then there's Gonzalez, and then there's a 50-foot drop.
Well, Vernon Davis is gonna be really productive.
Fine. There's a 20-foot drop. There's Vernon Davis, then there's 50 piles of crap, and then there's Jared
Kyle
Cook.
Rudolph, Dennis Pitta, Jared Cook.
I hate Dennis Pitta.
Why?
Because I had him last year. I drafted Michael Finley last year because you had an alright year the year before. He sucks, so I go out and get Dennis Pitta. He gets me 6 points.
But he's better than Jimmy Graham though, according to Top 100.
Yeah, but then I put him in again. He got me 0. I put him in again the next week. Gave him one more shot. He got me 1 point. Dropped him. So,
but I mean, the loss of Anquan Bolden's got to help that situation somewhat. I mean, right? No.
He got me 1 point in over a 2 week span.
Okay, I think he does become the red zone target, but yeah. So let's get to a new topic. We're gonna go over to the West Coast where we're gonna talk about the San Francisco 49ers, who drafted Marcus Lattimore, South Carolina running back who tore, I think, his ACL.
Yeah,
he had that really serious knee injury against Clemson, and it will not play this year, and he's not attempting 49ers camp. What's your take on Lattimore's situation?
Well, Lattimore said he's looking for a mid-season return.
This year?
Yep.
Oh, so never. I mean, that's actually interesting.
So, but he's gonna miss all of camp, and he's not gonna have any effect this year on the 49ers. I don't think he'll even play at all.
Yeah, I mean, they're loaded. I mean, they have obviously Frank Gore as a veteran, Michael James, who really showed up in the playoffs, and then Kendall Hunter, who's coming off a season-ending injury, is really productive. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think he'll see the field, but I think in a couple of years when Gore is probably going to retire soon, I think you could definitely see a tandem of Lattimore and LaMichael James. I think he's actually going to be a steal in the draft.
I think James has proven himself to be the number 2 guy there.
Yeah, I mean, don't just disregard what Kendall Hunter did because he was really productive. He was getting almost 40% of the snaps when Gore wasn't. I mean, Kendall Hunter was really productive before he got hurt. But I agree with you. I like LaMichael James better.
James came up in the clutch too.
Yeah, exactly, and he can catch out of the backfield.
Nice.
and he can
Like
kick
Monty
return.
Ball.
Yeah, and he can catch. He can kick return. I think he's a more electric player. But I mean, I don't know how many years Frank Gore has left.
Yeah.
So I mean, it might be like a St. Louis Rams situation where they end up just parting with him. But I mean, he's so productive. I mean, he's still 1,000-yard back, and with Kaepernick in the read option, I think he's going to benefit from that a lot. But if Lattimore didn't get hurt, would you have thought? I mean, because he was probably the best running back in college. I think he might have been better than Eddie Lacy.
I think he is better than Eddie Lacy. And
If
Eddie
he's
Lacy
healthy, I
wasn't
think
even
so
the
too.
best.
Yeah, there wasn't even a running back taken in the first round this year.
Lacy wasn't even the first running back drafted.
True, he was the third.
It was
Giovanni Bernard
then Monty Ball.
and Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell got picked ahead of both.
When did Ball go?
Giovanni Bernard. Ball went in the third round. It went Bernard, Bell, Ball, and then Lacy.
Wait, no, Lacy was second, right?
Second round, but
if Ball went in the third.
No, wait. No. Yeah, I think no. Lacy did get picked ahead of Ball, but I don't think he's gonna be better than him this year.
No, because Ball's in a better situation.
Yeah, and he's gonna be. Yeah, he's the. I just think he's the better back. I don't know. There's just something. Eddie Lacy has injury concerns, and
yeah, but he was also playing behind a good Wisconsin line too.
Plus
in Alabama. What am I saying?
True. Plus, there's Jonathan Franklin though. That's also next to Eddie Lacy. So I mean, I don't even think Lacy might even be the best running back on their team. Plus, they have Alex Green, who's taking first team snaps. So I don't think it's by any chance that Lacy's for sure listed as the number one running back.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so let's go to Philadelphia, where the Philadelphia Eagles are having a quarterback battle. In my opinion, it's a four-way battle, but in most people's eyes, it's three-way between Michael Vick, Nick Foles, and Matt Barkley and Dennis Dixon.
Well, that's like saying Jeff Toole's in the running. For
no, it's not. It's not at all.
Yes,
Dennis Dixon has started, and he's 2-1 as a starter, and he's also was coached by Chip Kelly in the read option. I think he's a better option than Michael Vick.
Yeah, I think they should cut Vick. I'm saying this on some schedule yesterday. A schedule rundown yesterday that if Vick doesn't start, they should cut him because he's getting paid like $2 million that year.
They will. Yeah, right. If he won't sit on the bench with
$2 million.
And I don't think you're paying. I think they'll keep the better and cheaper option in Dixon as your third guy. I think actually second guy because I don't think Barkley's gonna be ready to start.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna cut Barkley.
No, he won't. He's a sure thing. He's a lock for the start.
And they're definitely not gonna cut Foles because
unless they can trade him for something good.
Oh yeah, but if they're not gonna cut him because if they wanted to get rid of him, they would have already traded him because there was interest in him.
Yeah.
So I think that Foles will actually start.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the best option because I mean, even though Michael Vick could probably thrive under Chip Kelly's offense
until he gets hurt.
Yeah, I mean, which he will. It's only a matter of time.
Yep.
But I just think it's time to move on because I mean, you have I think just as good of an option as a backup because I think Dixon will be the number 2 if he makes the roster because I don't think that Barkley will be right. I think he'll just learn under the system. But I mean, I think Chip Kelly eventually is going to want a mobile quarterback. That's just my opinion. So I definitely wouldn't be surprised to see Vick as a starter. But Foles has already taken a majority of the first team reps. And if Vick has those turnovers and interceptions, Chip Kelly's not going to hesitate to pull him out. He's not going to hesitate to make a move to have someone else be starting because he doesn't. I mean, he's just started as head coach, so he's going to do what's best for the team, obviously.
Yeah, because like saying Vick's not going to get hurt is like saying the Jaguars are going to have more than 3 wins.
Huh.
It doesn't happen.
I don't understand why we got so much hate for the Jaguars, even though they have one of the worst fan bases in the league.
I hate the Jaguars. I honestly do.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they're a mess. As much as the Jets. All right. So moving on to the Kansas City Chiefs, running back Jamal Charles commented on his new quarterback Alex Smith as a Super Bowl quarterback. What's your take on that?
Well, if you listen to the Dave Damashek football program, Jamal Charles is on the most recent episode, and he sounds like a good guy.
Okay.
What?
All right. No, just
he's very fashionable. Wore a peach suit. So.
Yuck.
What?
Peach. Not my color. Not my
But
color.
then Damashek got mad at him because he asked him what the best jerseys in the league was, and he said the Seahawks.
Who said that? Damashek or Charles? Oh.
So what do you think is the best jersey in the league?
Ooh. The Seahawks are pretty snazzy. They've always had good jerseys. I like that green one too. They used to have.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of classic ones like the Cowboys I can't stand. The Jaguars helmets are kind of weird. I mean, they're kind of like multicolored. I would probably say the Seahawks as well. I like their home jerseys, pretty awesome.
You know what I like?
The Dolphins' new ones are actually pretty cool. I
like the Panthers blue with the black pants.
Those are pretty cool.
Or the Redskins, whatever, like brown or whatever that thing is.
Those like old-fashioned ones
with the gold pants. Or the creamsicle.
I don't know why so many people hate on the black jerseys. I love the black jerseys. The Cardinals' black jersey is actually pretty sweet. So is the Eagles and Panthers. I think the Bills should sport a black one.
No.
I don't think black just works with blue.
Blue.
True. Yeah, that probably wouldn't work.
I like the Bills jerseys.
The new ones are pretty cool. The other old ones are horrid.
Yeah.
Probably because they resembled 13 years without a playoff spot.
Yeah.
But that's just
still going, though. Still going.
Oh yeah, true. That is still going. I forgot. Yeah.
Give it a year.
Okay. Yeah. But do you think Alex Smith is capable of taking the Chiefs to the Super Bowl?
No, but I do like the Chiefs. I think they're going to be a lot better than they were last year. I was actually surprised that they had the first overall pick. And Smith is definitely an upgrade over Castle, but they're not going to the. I wouldn't write off a playoff spot for them, but they'd be lucky to get in my opinion. Maybe 7, 8, 9 wins in that range.
Yeah, it's going to be close because you have the Colts still are going to be battling for a spot.
The Bills.
3 teams in the AFC East, like the Bills. And then you're going to have, even in the NFC, like in their own division, the Chargers are going to be battling. I don't think the Raiders are going to be contending anytime soon. I would probably say around the 8-win mark as well. I think Andy Reid, a new head coach and a new quarterback. But they have the pieces in place. They had 6 Pro Bowlers last year, and a lot of them for the defense. Derek Johnson, Eric Berry, Tom Ali. So they have the pieces in place, but I don't know if he's ready. He's not on a team like the 49ers where he could man a Super Bowl run. So I would agree with you. Probably 8 wins around, maybe a wild card berth at the 6th seed.
Yeah. So, I was talking about this yesterday. Who do you think's is it safe to say that the AFC East is the worst division in the league?
I would say the AFC South is almost there too, because the Jaguars are pretty bad.
Oh, no,
the Titans,
bad.
I don't know.
They're not pretty bad.
Yeah.
They're bad.
Titans, I don't know about.
They're. But then you have the Colts and Texans.
Yeah, true. But you could easily see in the AFC East though 3 teams contending for a playoff spot.
Maybe.
So I don't think it's that bad because I think the Dolphins are going to contend at least to 7 or 8 wins, and I think the same with the Bills.
Yeah, but what division's worse than that?
True.
Because the
NFC East is so competitive, but they don't have many ginormous win teams.
Yeah, but I think they're better. Because they don't have that team that sucks, except for the Eagles last year. But that just usually doesn't happen.
Yeah. So
like the Bills are always, or the AFC East always has a team that's pretty bad. And the NFC West is good now.
Yeah, you're actually probably right. It probably is the East.
NFC North has always been good. The NFC South has always been good with the Falcons and them. So.
Ooh, yeah. I would probably
AFC West
say
is now better with the Broncos and the Chiefs and actually.
The Chargers are, I think, going to contend. I like Mike McCoy's head coach.
And then what else?
The NFC West used to be the worst, but now they have 4 teams that could potentially.
No, the NFC West used to be the worst because when they had the Seahawks winning the division at 7 and 9, they don't get worse than that.
No.
But now that they have the 2 best defenses in the league, and 2 of the best offenses in the league. I don't know how that just happened, but now they're a very good division.
And the Cardinals are gonna compete. I think with Palmer they're gonna be somewhat better, and same with the Rams. So yeah, I would probably say the AFC East is the worst, but they're all divisions are competitive, and I wouldn't count out the AFC East in a couple of years to be just as good. But with Tom Brady gone, it might go. This might be Ryan Tannehill and EJ Manuel's division.
Yeah.
To battle out with, and maybe Geno Smith, but I think they would need a new head coach for the Jets because Rex Ryan just all he is defense. I think he belongs as a defensive coordinator, in my opinion.
All right, so moving on. Desmond Bishop, he was released by the Packers, and now he's signed with the Vikings. I think it's a good signing. Help out their front seven to give some more help to Jared Allen. So I think it's a good move by them. Yeah,
he's a really good linebacker, but I think it's a bad. If I were the Packers, I would have tried to re-sign him because the Packers struggled on defense last year.
Didn't they also get Elk Ogletree?
No, the Rams drafted Elk Ogletree, but
they get that.
The Vikings?
Yeah.
In the first round, they drafted Cordarrelle Patterson, Sharif Floyd, and Xavier Rhodes. Corner, defensive tackle, and receiver. But they do have Chad Greenway, who's a really good linebacker as well. So they probably didn't have to go. I mean, this is a good pickup though. I like.
Yeah.
Another Packer joining the enemy Vikings along with Greg Jennings. I think it's a good pickup for the Vikings, and I think it's going to help their defense continue to compete. And this might help them try to get back to the playoffs, but I don't think so.
All right, so moving on. What rookie do you think will make the biggest impact on the team?
I mean, there's a lot of good ones, and I don't know if it's going to be exactly a first rounder. I don't think it's going to be the first overall pick in Eric Fisher because the Chiefs already have a good line. I'm going to say DeAndre Hopkins, the receiver for the Texans. And my reason is, I mean, the Texans have not had a really good number 2 for Andre Johnson in a while. Jacoby Jones was somewhat productive, but I think Hopkins is going to be really good. Last year Kevin Walter was their number 2. I like Hopkins. I think he's going to make a big impact and help them make a playoff run.
All right, I'm going to stick in the receiver category, but I'm going to go with Tavon Austin. I think he's a very versatile receiver, so he can do a lot of things. And I think he's just going to be the most controversial to the Rams. He's super fast, and he can return and everything, so I think that's exactly what they need after losing Steven Jackson and losing some big pieces to their offense.
Yeah, and defensively, it could be maybe someone like, Manti Te'o. Because with the Chargers, their defense, I think, they lost Melvin Ingram.
But they got Dwight Freeney.
True, but
what happened to Melvin Ingram?
Melvin Ingram tore his ACL, so he's out for the year probably.
Yeah.
So, he could contribute to his team. Eric Reed for the safety for the 49ers, I think is going to be really good. Maybe Matt Elam for the Ravens, but yeah, it's probably going to be a receiver. I think the receiving is going to actually be really good this year, the rookies, because Austin, Hopkins are both going to be really, I like them both. So, and Cordarrelle Patterson, I think, is got a little bit of developing to do in Minnesota.
All right, so moving on. What team do you think is the best set up to fail? Is being set up to fail the most in 2013?
I would probably say the Jets still, and my reason, I think they have a lot of new pieces in place, and when Rex Ryan's fighting for his playoff job, when you bring in all these new pieces like D. Milner and Sheldon Richardson and these young guys, I think they're taking a step back where they're not going to be able to contend as well, which is going to make Rex Ryan lose his job, in my opinion. So I would say the New York Jets.
Yeah, well, the Jets are definitely, and I would love to say the Jaguars.
No.
But I can't because they are already set up to fail. They're not being set up to fail.
They will fail.
They will fail. They already, the blown is already hit. The damage is done. They already suck.
Well, their quarterbacks are a mess, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to agree with the Jets probably.
All right, last topic for the podcast. Which division has the best chance of having 3 playoff teams in the conference?
NFC West. Seahawks, 49ers, and Rams. I think the Rams could be a surprise wild card team, but that would be something. But also, you can look at the AFC North because that has been happening. Steelers, Ravens, and Bengals. So the two. I'd have to say those two.
I'm gonna say the NFC North, and I definitely agree with the NFC West. But with the Bears, who were 10-6 this year and they missed the playoffs, I think the Packers are definitely gonna make the playoffs as long as they have Aaron Rodgers, and then the Lions, I think, are definitely gonna be a step up from 4-12 last year with Calvin and Stafford. And the Vikings made the playoffs last year 10-6 with the best player according to Top 100 in Adrian Peterson.
And then the Packers are already in.
Exactly. So that team could potentially have 3 teams making it. So there's a lot of divisions that can be really competitive. I think maybe 3. I think 3 are going to come out of either the East, the North, or the West and the NFC. So that's just my opinion. But definitely the AFC North as well because they're always competitive, minus Cleveland Browns. But I think they're going to be somewhat relevant this year as well.
All right, so I guess that's going to do it for this podcast. We'll have another one coming up next week. If you are listening to this on GetRealFootball.com, keep listening to us while you're there. Enjoy the articles and everything. Go to Louis' blog, dbsportstalk.blogspot.com, or his fantasy blog, dbsportstalk.fantasy.blogspot.com. Go to my Bills blog with Brendan Harrington, realbillsnow.blogspot.com. We got a podcast every Wednesday and articles. And if you're on that website, go to our YouTube, youtube.com/NFL Experts, or just search Get Real Football Experts. We'll be there. We're going over every team's schedule. We're getting our fantasy thing. Our QBs is up. And we're gonna start reading questions coming up in these new podcasts. So that's it. Go to GetRealFootball@AOL.com. Email us. We'll read them off on the show. We're done here, and thank you.
Thanks, football fans. It's been real.